in the world of refereeing, and he says it's go time in Tamworth, Scully Park, our venue tonight for the decider, the big one between the Perth Spirit and the New South Wales Country Eagles, and an early touch here for Kellaway, drifting the ball across the field to Ryan. The captain buries into the defence and looks to open the angle up there for Godwin. Won't be required. They get the penalty there at the breakdown, so a good start there for the home side.
Yeah, and Captain Paddy Ryan opted to carry that then. He had the option out the back, and they had an overlap straight up, and as we've seen the Country Eagles do all season, they like to throw the ball from sideline to sideline early on. So nice to get a penalty early, and Andrew Deegan looks to kick it into the stands.
No problems with the touch finder there from Deegan. Fanger finds his target early on. O'Regan with a nice take at the top, and now Horwitz floats it long for Fig, standing real wide in the back line on that occasion. Shift it wide early on. Ryan goes out the back to Deegan. Godwin holds the ball up for Kellaway, but it goes in behind, and now Cowan comes in and makes the tackle. It's scrappy for Deegan. He does well to reclaim it for his side. Plenty of pressure at the base of the ruck there on Gordon as well. So the Spirit really aiming up here early on in defence, and downfield it goes. Masarewa was enormous last week, so he goes back now and looks to link with Morahan. People opt to kick long, looking for that to sit a touch. It does so. Gordon pops for his halves partner. He charged out. Masarewa with a golden chance here to score the opener. Oh, he's blown it. Masarewa, he overclubbed. The try line was all his alone, and he put too much juice on the toe ahead. What
a relief from Andrew Deegan. He just hesitated with his kick, and it was a simple charge, and all Masarewa had to do was tap it in here, but it just, as you said, Sean, overclubs it, and by half a yard, he misses an opportunity to get the first points on the board tonight. You see how important it is, Sean, to catch those kicks on the full. Gordon juggled that, put a bit more pressure on Deegan.
Off the hook on that occasion, the Eagles. Hardwick steps past the tackle there of Needs, which is a good thing because Sam Needs hits like a truck. John O'Lance, the experienced handoff, pumping it low and deep. Deegan, his opposite number, returns fire. So back into the starting side after overcoming a slight hamstring injury last week. John O'Lance, his deputy Ian Pride, did a terrific job. So there's that to look forward to a little later as well. Great run from Kellaway. Spun past Ainsley. Penalty advantage here for the Eagles. Fanger is hit front on by Stunner. O'Regan goes out the back. Deegan floats it long. And will come all the way back for the penalty.
We see the value in a strong carry, and that was Andrew Kellaway. He raced about 25 metres to catch that ball on the full, and he broke through 2 or 3 tackles, got 4 or 5 metres of go forward, and gave referee Nick Berry no other option but to give the advantage and a penalty to the home side. Strong carry, wasn't it, from Kellaway?
Excellent early touch from Kellaway. Here he is, taking play around 35 from the Spirit try line. The Spirit have been notorious slow starters. On the flip side, the Country Eagles have come out firing all year long.
And that counter-attack and kick return in particular for the Country Eagles has been one of the strong points of their whole season. Kellaway, Robinson, Newsom been outstanding.
Here comes Goblin. Look at him into the traffic. Has rediscovered his form of years past since coming to the Eagles. On the wrap is Gordon. This time around he goes to Horwitz, another who shone in the NRC.
Release 7.
Fanger Tries to get past Haylett Petty, who got him on the second attempt. Goes across the face of Ward. Oh, Fig goes up and over the top of Tessman. He got vertical. Huge shot, jarring the ball out of the arms of the runner there. A little bit of boom early on from the Spirit.
Stunder, I think it was, which is no surprise. Falau Fainga took a hard unders line, but it was read perfectly. In the line speed and the sting in defence from the Spirit, as you see Sam Fig get cleaned up below from Heath Tessman. The Tafu plot in our style. And you see here, watch Stunder fly off the line. First scrum of the game, and the Eagles are missing from last week's successful game. They're missing Tolu Latu, Tom Robinson, both over in New Zealand with the Wallabies.
A couple of big outs, no doubt about that. Should be some serious impact here from both these forward packs.
Told you, first one's going to be nice and slow, yeah? First one's going to be nice and slow. Great setup.
Pet Cowan, he was big last week in the Spirit's upset win over the Rays at Pittwater Rugby Park. Dominated at scrum time. Let's see how his first engagement goes here against Sam Needs.
Set! Hold! Hold!
It's good weight from the Spirit. The Eagles return fire, and now Jono Lance trying to whack it through. It's caught a leg on the way through, and Goblin goes back and pulls it in for the Eagles. Here's Fig again. Slow on the roll there, the Spirit, and they can see the penalty as a result. Gordon goes on quickly, this prolific try scorer who has been a star of the NRC. Looking to get on the outside there of Braki, who read it well and came in and made the stop shot. Perry plays scrum half. Ryan really winding up towards the line, but he's isolated and turned there by the Spirit.
Let it go! Ball's here!
Appeared to be, but the Eagles counter again, and now Perry plays scrum half once more. Godwin, good hands to Horwitz. Horwitz back inside to Kellaway again. He shrugs off a couple of tacklers. He has hit it with pace tonight, Kellaway. Good pick up here, could have the Spirit in trouble, but a force to ground the Eagles. Ward. This time around, the Spirit get it right, and they force a penalty against the Eagles. Big defence again from the Spirit. We've seen that become a hallmark of their game in recent weeks.
And you just see Ward a little bit isolated there, and it's Tapuahi and Hardwick, both very solid boys, built well to the ground. You see Hardwick there binding on the back of Tapuahi. It always helps the person going for the ball when he's got some assistance behind him, as opposed to two guys going for the same ball. They combine well, those two there.
Sean Maloney and Stephen Halls in commentary upstairs. Sideline is Nat Unides with our conditions report. What do you got for us, Nat?
Boys, it's a bit chilly down here, I can tell you that. I've got a couple of jackets on, actually. There's a slight breeze also favouring the Eagles, which is also adding to the chill factor. But fortunately, there's no rain about, which is great news, given it has been raining all day in Tamworth today.
Right on cue, Tamworth has turned it on for our NRC GF between the Eagles and Spirit, and it is the former getting the steal there. Horwitz gets jarred.
Here it is!
Deegan pumps that one in behind. They might just let this one run along the Spirit. Morahan reads it well. It's still moving, and that will be a scrum feed to the Spirit, way back where Deegan put boot to ball.
Yeah, he was under a lot of pressure there, Andrew Deegan, and needed to either find the line or just pull in a little bit shorter.
Heath, you want the scrum? Yeah, thought so.
Good front-on shots early. Jono Lance opposing David Horwitz, former teammates at the Waratahs and the Country Eagles last season.
I think Nat Unides is selling the weather short here, Horsey. It's about 3 degrees. It is freezing in Tamworth right now.
Yeah, it's unlike you to exaggerate again, Sean, but it's about 9, I just checked, but it is going to hit an overnight low of 3.
Feels like 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't show it in the country. We get frowned upon when we talk about how cold it is. You just got to man up, Sean.
Evidently, you can't even wear scarves up here. You get chipped. They'll chip you.
Yeah, I'm not
Scarves
sure
are a no-no.
Yeah, well, I haven't got one on, Sean.
Sam Ward, he may have one on a little later tonight. Will it be as a winner, though, of the Buildcorp National Rugby Championship? As we touched on at the top of the broadcast, Brisbane City won years 1 and 2. This time around, though, they didn't even make the finals. A number of sides have come on, as have a number of players. That is one of them right there, Jake Gordon.
He's been the form number 9 in the competition, and there's been a lot of other 9s that have played well, but he's been a step above everyone this year. A lot of competition at the Waratahs next year with Nick Phipps, Matt Lucas, who is also brilliant for the Rays, and Jakey Gordon.
Fine. Set! Hold!
Larrons feeds, and now his big men go to work. Excellent from the Perth Spirit forward pack.
And that's where one of the strengths of the Spirit was always going to be this week. A lot of Super Rugby caps up front. Testman and Cowan in particular. Ross Halapetti, Stunder in the back row. And no Tolu Latu, no Tom Robertson from last week's side. So a lot of change for the Country Eagles side. And you see here, Stunder does really well, knowing that if he keeps the ball at the back there, there's no other option for Nick Berry other than a penalty. And as we see in this competition, scrums are so important now. The Spirit get down the right end of the field. They'll use that as a weapon.
Here's Ainsley running in the midfield. And often you see a tight head prop off the set piece lurking there. Morahan at pace. Good tackle from Houston. Stunder. Thanks to Cowan. He goes out the back to Tapuahi. Havili. The lock takes it 5 shy of the line. Terrific field position this for the Perth Spirit. The first real shot with ball in hand after some quality build-up. Meeks trying to snake his way through the defence. Scrappy at the back for Lowndes. He does nicely. Ainsley again. Lance. Meeks floats it long, and it's on the button there too. Hardwick, look at the leg drive from Hardwick. Hardwick, as he got there, held up the call.
Well, he must have got a good look at it, Nick Berry, because he was in the right spot, but Hardwick did so well, 10 metres out. All he did, you get a good look here, Hardwick catches it with not much room to move, and he just drops his head and body height, and he pumps his legs. And Reece Robinson, I think it is the one that gets underneath him.
Oh, gee, that's close.
Confident call from Nick Berry.
Okay. Let's go, scrum set.
Hardwick has signed with the Western Force for 2 years, so another little gem unearthed from the NRC, and will deputise beautifully. Good save for Matt Hodgson next year, who's also re-signed with the Western Force. They might mix up duties over there in the West.
He's already played a handful of Super Rugby games, Hardwick, and is a local boy. He's got a big future. And as we said before, Sean, this is our second scrum of the night, third, sorry, and if the Spirit do what they did last scrum, they could march their way over here.
Set! Hold!
And it goes, and on comes a weight from the Spirit big man, then it shoots out the back. Oh, can you believe it? They had him on toast. So for a second time tonight, the Eagles get out of jail. They were cooked on that occasion. Ryan looks to relieve the pressure, just soaks up a couple more defenders in tight, and now this will help a great deal.
Well, what a frustrating passage of play for the Perth Spirit. They marched the Eagles scrum backwards 10 metres, but couldn't control it at the back of the scrum. It's not easy to do. Did you see here, Stunder just pops out the left of him, and Gordon jumps on it, and then, probably because of how frustrated they are at this, they compete heavily at the ball and give away a soft penalty and let the Eagles get out of their end so easily.
Unbelievably, the scores remain 0-0 after 15 minutes of play. Samisi Masarewa butchered one inside around 2 minutes, and just there, Stunder lets it kick forward out of the back of the scrum. And they had 6 points on a play. Deegan, numbers here now for the Eagles. Newsom takes play inside the Spirit's half, and they get a good shot on the second occasion as well, the Spirit. Callaway comes in with a little push and shove, and that ignites things. Ryan Lowrens wants to play on in back play. Will come back, and it will be Perth Spirit kicking a touch.
Well, they created a massive overlap there off that start to play the Eagles. And the Perth Spirit defended really well. Went into a jockey defence where they hold back a little bit, but again, Stunder there that gets on the ball.
Yeah. Look, if they stay in the context,
A bit of push and shove, carries on there. Not much to it.
No, off. 1, 7, 8, 2.
Slap that by Ross Haylett-Petty. Now Hardwick. Oh, he charges in a Ward. They both come reeling out of that contact. Lance, he loves taking the line on and gets through the ad line. Tapawahi. Head down, bum up. Looked to be a little bobble there. But Nick Berry says play on, and Lance again with Masarewa outside. He goes the no-look ball, and now Deegan on the switch from O'Regan. Braki gets back and checks the run. Godwin has Meeks up top. They read that beautifully, the Eagles. Buchanan. Needs. He goes to O'Regan. Fig looks to pop the ball. It will stay with his side just as the Spirit swarm. Deegan's got to go back for that one. It was up high. Perry tidies up. There's another penalty at the breakdown, and the Perth Spirit are giving the locals some real headaches here.
Yeah, I actually disagree with this penalty, because you see number 4 Stringer stand up there. He was what Bill Meeks was putting his body weight on and not allowing the Country Eagles to get a fair clean out. So to the man with the headgear here, number 4, not clearly rolling away, and Meeks gets a shot over the ball. But that man on the ground has to be making more of an effort to get out of the way for mine, Sean.
Lance puts it over the chalk, around 30 out. See what the Perth Spirit can get happening this time around. They have struggled in the opening quarter all season long. They've not scored more than one 6-pointer in the opening quarter of a game this year. All right, the Eagles are set here. Looks like that trend will continue. In the decider, the Spirit v The New South Wales Country Eagles will clean out from the visitors there. Halo Petty at pace, and he takes a couple of defenders with him. Out it pops again, so Scrappy at the back for the Spirit this time. Goblin kicking to pace. Look at Reece Robinson flying down that left touchline. Robinson has got the pace, but he's coughed it up. He's coughed it up with the try line calling his name.
I don't think this angle we saw that from does justice to how fast Reece Robinson actually is. Masarewa is no slouch, and Robinson looks as though he puts 20 metres on him and just doesn't grab it in cleanly. Masarewa gets his hand to it.
Reece Robinson's always been quick, Hoylesy, but I reckon he's added a yard or two throughout the NRC. A lot of running involved. He just looks tuned to the minute.
He also strikes me as a guy that might only occasionally get into fifth gear. And again, probably with a season under his belt, probably 25-odd rugby games this year, he's really starting to play some good rugby.
Crouch!
Hopefully he can take that into the Waratahs next season.
Nah, early, Orange. Told you to wait.
Call goes against the Eagles there. Early engagement. Free kick will help Lance.
Let's go!
Kick this downtown into the arms of Robinson.
This is where the Eagles are dangerous.
Kellaway will go in behind off the boot. Masarewa, he scoots back and beats Kellaway. Tessman takes it for a charge down the right touchline, but he catches the line and it'll be a Eagles throw.
Great tackle from Folau Fainga. Had to be made. See Tessman, the old Silver Fox, sneak down the sideline, but his opposing number 2. He's also pushing through some serious injuries at the moment to get through this game, I believe, Folau Fainga.
Perry playing in his 22nd straight NRC game, going all the way back to 2014, formerly with the Vikings, and now doing well with the Country Eagles. Ryan. Fig, they rush up outside Fig and shut down that opportunity of clearing the long ball. Now with Deegan. He tries to kick in behind again. Braki flies back, and I don't know what Marcel Braki's doing there.
He's touched it as well, so it's an Eagles throw.
What was he doing?
He was chasing blind, that's what he was doing. Probably in fear that he'd get a bounce over his shoulder, perhaps, but it looked to me as though he...
Oh, no. Oh, no, Marcel. Oh, Marcel, no. Can't just go slapping at the pill like that. Fainga to Fig. Can't connect. A couple of nerves early on for the Eagles. They come into this one as favourites and they've just struggled for any consistency or fluency early on. Newsom. Again, they target that right-hand side of the Spirit, but that one is overcooked. We'll go back. It'll be a Spirit throw to the line out.
Already put in a few kicks in return, the Eagles, and it's unlike them. Most part of the season, we've seen them as a back three, two wingers and fullback, try and run that in as many opportunities as possible. Maybe a few nerves in the grand final.
Come back. That's good.
To the front goes Tessman. Sharp from the Spirit. Ainsley again in the midfield. He ducks under the shot there of Ward. And Lowrens, he's such a dangerous little scrum half around the fringes. Havili, he's chopped and They're playing the penalty advantage. Offside the call from Nick Berry.
Yeah, Sam Figg there jumped the gun, raced out of the line.
The one before that phase.
See Sam Figg, there's Jake Gordon there. That wasn't what the initial penalty was for. 2 tries last week for the Spirit off a rolling maul. See how they shape up for this one.
String in the middle. Pulls that one in for the Spirit, and they keep it tight for the moment. Just edging inside that Eagles 22.
Buchanan looks as though he shut this down.
Penalty, in fact, is the call, and it does go against Buchanan.
See, I'm okay with this as a penalty.
Good, but you can't pull it down. You can't pull it down. Your position's good, you can't pull it down.
Well refereed, Nick Berry. He got himself in the right position, came through the middle, but he just pulled it down at the end, as you heard. And Jono Lance going for the sideline here. I'd be going for a scrum if I was the Spirit.
Just needs to try and stay on his feet in there, doesn't he, Timmy Buchanan? Stay upright, get your arms around, and you'll get
in the slips position.
Feed to the scrum eventually. Yeah, prop it up. Good take from Stunner at the front. Little knock too, little knock on from the Spirit. So again, they burn a perfect chance to run up first points.
I think if they had their time again, and maybe a message from the coach would be to go for a scrum, because your last 2 scrums has pushed the opposition back 5 metres plus. Make the most of a scrum dominance when you have it, because as we see in games this day and age, 2 reserve props on each side, so they swap and change quite regularly throughout the game. And let's see if they can try and repeat their dominance here.
Crouch! Line! Set! Hold!
Again, it's a big shove from the Spirit, chasing their feet there and trying to unsettle the Eagles to eventually get back. And
that's a mess in there. I don't know what's happened, but
look to retain possession. In fact, they'll get the penalty from the sides they call against Heath Testman.
Inside. He's come in, entry, Heath. Ball's out.
Yeah, they're certainly pushing the boundaries down this end of the field, the Spirit, and they don't need to, because their scrum is so powerful at the moment. Heath Testman questioning the referee that they should have got a penalty from that scrum. You see the front row of Paddy Ryan standing up, which under the laws probably should be a penalty against him, but they got away with it, the Eagles.
And it's a super hit to touch as well. Up past halfway. Massive kick from Deegan. Horwitz puts his hand up, says giving a swing at him, and then shoots it out the back to Newsom. Massarewa went looking for the intercept. Newsom was all over that. Now Tapuahi pulls it back for the Spirit.
Excellent work from Bill Meeks there.
And in turn, it tripped away from Tapuahi. No damage done for the Eagles.
Numbers to the left for the Eagles.
Deegan to Horwitz. On to Ryan. Saw him with one of the great try assists last week. Around the corner, offload to Sam Figg. We'll be chasing more of the same tonight. Chasing the big shot there, Testman.
Release, tackler!
Jake Gordon slams in the 18mm studs there, and they get the penalty.
Time off.
O'Regan needed to get this ball back to Deegan there. Had the opportunity. Should have given it.
See the captain, Heath Testman, just reeling there on the ground out the back of that ruck.
You see Deegan out the back there, and O'Regan gets the chance, but 0-0 after 28 minutes. It's probably the Spirit that should be in front, blown a couple of golden opportunities.
Should be up by 16. Good crowd here tonight at Scully Park in Tamworth, who braved the cold. They love themselves some rugby here in Tamworth and all through the country regions of New South Wales. Plenty of happy faces, many pensive for the moment though, with the Spirit really serving it up to the more favoured of these two sides. And Nat Unides, I believe that the Eagles had a fairly unsettling experience yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, that's right, Shawnee. They had a lovely time when they went and had a feed at the Ryan household when Paddy's mum put on a feed for the boys. But then they had a little bit of an interesting incident. The bus was involved in a bit of a bingle. It was actually stuck underneath the bridge and the players had to be carpooled from that location. So fortunately, though, no one was hurt and it was very minor, but still a little bit interesting.
That's Coach Driving 101. You check your overheads.
Well, you speak of coach, and there's unconfirmed reports it was Darren Coleman suggested to try and take a shortcut so he could visit one of the local watering holes.
The coach of the New South Wales Country Eagles, it's all his fault.
Yeah, he wanted a shortcut to, you know, as coaches like to do, have a couple of light refreshments the night before a game, because players certainly can't.
And they've wedged the team bus into a bridge. Yep. Now the locals start getting in behind their side. They're thirsty for points. Deegan to Godwin. Anarurangi's on the field for Heath Tessman.
Stay away from him.
Yeah, don't run anywhere near Anarurangi, the Spirit reserve hooker in the 16 jersey. His shoulders are concrete.
Another turnover from the Eagles. They just haven't been able to build phases, anywhere plus 5 phases tonight so far.
Perry, no shape to their attack on the right side. Now they settle to the left. Open they go. Deegan spins it in behind. Has Horwitz on the hunt. Good pick up from Morahan. That's bread and butter for Morahan. And if he gets in behind, look out. Look for the chip ahead here. No, he goes to the right and has support coming. Here comes a kick from Morahan. Callaway can't bring it in. Morahan, the Moz, does it all himself.
Well, there's absolutely no need there to kick from Andrew Deegan. They had numbers, the Eagles, to the left-hand side, but he put a little chip in. And if you put kicks in like that, you either need to get the ball back or make your tackles first up. The last person on the field you want the ball to go to is this man, Luke Morahan. We were thinking chip and chase initially. As you see, Deegan, he had numbers to his left, but he puts it in over the top. And Morahan, who is probably the best in the country in Australian rugby at this type of situation, he gets outside Godwin, puts it on the right foot. Kellaway looks as though he's got it, and he just bungles it up right there. And Morahan gets the first try in the 30th minute tonight.
Had no room to work with down that right touchline. Created all himself. He's the long-range try specialist, as you say, Stephen Hoyles, of Aussie rugby. And he has jagged the first 6-pointer tonight in the grand final. Stunning try from Morahan. Now his good mate John O'Lance with a chance to knock through the conversion. Into the breeze. On its way and off to the left. So score stays. Perth Spirit 6. Eagles yet to score. I reckon he could have kicked early and still gashed him.
Kicked infield, I thought he was going to do, and go under the post. But look, there was a little bit of luck involved, but he created that whole try for himself. And one of the real danger men in this side. The Eagles would have spoken a fair bit about Luke Morahan, and I don't know why they've kicked the ball so much in this first 30 minutes. It's not what's got them to the grand final. They're a side that does well when they run the ball. They need to go back to what's worked for them all year. Just the experienced players like Morahan will punish you.
As Nat Unides mentioned, that breeze is fairly stiff from left to right. It's got the flags are waving.
Oh, Rowan Perry, excellent turnover.
And they make it count. Gordon comes short side. Godwin onto Kellaway. No room there for Kellaway. Fanger. Havili over the top. Oh, it's a domination at the breakdown, and it's all coming from the Spirit back towards the Eagles.
And we've probably been a little bit unfair to the Spirit as Jono Lance taps quick and goes to Meeks, who's got Tapawahi outside him.
Tapawahi coming to the line is Morahan again. Lance rips it to Ainsley, who dummies and flies over the top of Perry and still keeps trucking. Ainsley, huge run from the pop. Now Havili pops it up to Lowrens. The Spirit go whackity whack.
That's an excellent try from the Spirit. There's a bit of a push and shove going on in the background. There's about 5 or 6 from each side run in. But what a beautiful try from the Spirit. A quick tap from Lance. 70 metres away, and they go all the way right to left. And Lawrence scores in the corner. Jono Lance notices some space here, throws a long ball, and Ainsley, he's probably one of the best ball running props in the country at the moment. Gets up, goes again, 2 or 3 more, and Havili picks the ball up. Lawrence almost trips over, manages to stay on his feet. And the Spirit go bang, bang, back-to-back tries.
How about this run from Jermaine Ainsley? Unstoppable. He's a huge man. And then Havili, who got the ball rolling way back downfield with a key turnover. He was on hand to pop to Lowrens, who did the rest. Now Lance to push it out to a 14-point margin. Trying to fade it back, and it won't go where Jono wants it, and the score will stay 12-0 to the outsiders, the Perth Spirit.
What a great team try when you see your tight head prop have the most dominant carry, which beats 4 defenders and goes 30 metres, and your tight head lock then picks and drives down the short side and has the instinct and the vision to create a 2-on-1 for his halfback. They're shell-shocked here, the home side.
So's the home crowd. It's just a silence that's fallen over them. Nasarawa, with the benefit of that 12-point lead, he's happy to whip it in a touch.
Keep that tail off.
U-J-O.
Hold. No, it's not. Stay wide.
Deegan. Ward goes at Havili, who goes a little high. And that is the call as well from Nick Berry.
Penalty only.
Not much in it, but above the shoulder, so fair call.
Seen guys yellow carded for that sort of stuff in recent weeks. I'm glad sanity prevailed there. Just the penalty against Havili.
We were saying before how maybe we're underselling the Spirit's work at the breakdown. We're being quite critical of the Eagles' ability to retain possession, but we saw it last week, the Spirit, when they took on the Rays. They just smashed them at the breakdown. So obviously it's a focus of their team to compete hard at the ball with Tessman and Hardwick and Stunder. So Eagles need to try and build some phase and run in groups of 2s and 3s and not isolate themselves in attack.
Or can they just roll it on 10 from home? They set it well. Fanger at the back.
They've got a good setup, but they need to start moving forward. And they look as though they're just about to.
Let's go, 9. Let's play it.
There's the call. They've got to shift it. Gordon finds Tom Hill in the 23 jersey. They're queuing up for a shot on this side, but Spirit's defence is up to the task for the moment.
Ball's available. Hold right.
Fanger at the back. Oh, he's knocked it down. Fig, who else? Sam Fig He's a man of the moment. 2 tries last week. Whip another one.
It was an opportunity try, wasn't it? It just popped out somehow. Popped out right at his feet and he picked it up and he had an open line. He still had a fair bit of work to do. Dragged one defender over. As you said, he got 2 tries last week. And there's not much Havili could have done there. You see the pick and drive here. And Fig, right place, right time. Scoops it up off his toes. And they needed that, the Country Eagles.
Deegan pops through the conversion. We're back to a 4-point game. The Eagles are on the board and the Perth Spirit are missing their captain, Heath Testman. Now, what's the latest on Heath?
Guys, I can tell you that Heath actually copped a bit of a head knock, so he's not coming back onto the ground. But interestingly, when he did come out, they actually scored a try, so he did suggest that maybe it was better that he didn't come back on.
The man's not making any sense.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Good thing he's probably done for the night then.
Yeah. Well, I hope he's all right and it's nothing too serious. OK, Ryan. Trying to lift his side back into this one. After 35 minutes of play, they're on the board. Godwin off his booming left boot. Down to Morahan. Finds Lance. Lance sends that into Ward. That's got to be knocked on. Forward. Call it what you will. Offside. What were they? What was the... I don't get it.
No, I'm not sure what's happened here either. Is that saying Tom Hill was offside?
Well, you've got to let Spirit play at that, and New South Wales Country are flying up on the outside and diving on it.
But if Tom Hill's behind
doesn't
Ward,
matter, it's a knock on. And if the Spirit
can
want to play
kill the play.
It compounds it. Kills a play. What if the Spirit want to go on quick?
He could have thought it was a charge down.
Cynical. And he was in front of him. Take your pick. Good call, Nick Berry.
I concur. I agree, Sean. I stand corrected.
There's a change. Rungy. Oh, it goes awry now. Fig. He swoops on the loose ball.
Nice play, Paddy Ryan. They got numbers again. Need to square up here.
Run, it's a call from the folks in the crowd here at Scully Park. Somehow it comes back for the Spirit. And Havili's kicking ahead for Meeks, who's chasing through. Kellaway does nice. Looking, rounding that one up.
Stay back, wide.
Protection right. Let it go.
Lovely left foot kick from Havili there. He's been brilliant in this first half.
That one raked back in field from Gordon Massarewa. I thought he'd misread it. Did nicely in the end. Morahan watches steps to the call. He just glides in behind. Morahan now pops. It's knocked on by the Spirit as they chase additional points in the shadows of half-time. 30 seconds to run. Do the Eagles just take their medicine here, or if Sam Needs keeps going like that, he might be able to stick to the other end. He is high, though, and
No advantage, gents. We'll play the knock-on.
we're going to go back for a knock-on. Gee, that's lucky for the Eagles.
Well, Meeks was away. Meeks had broken out there, but not for advantage. And it'll be a good result for the Eagles if they don't play this scrum, but they're going to...
Your scrum over there, boys. Hold up.
That's a good point. They've been under pressure.
Yeah. Boys, you got a scrum.
So if you're getting your first taste of the Bill Corp NRC tonight, welcome aboard. And a quick reminder that tries are worth 6 points, conversions just the 2, and penalties and drop goals just 2 as well. So we see very few of those aimed at the sticks. In fact, I don't think we've had a penalty shot all year.
Was there one lined up last week or the week before? I need our stats
I
team
don't
to work
feel like
on
we've had a
that.
penalty shot all year.
Stop.
4 points of difference, but the Eagles need to lock this one down and clear it to touch to avoid any other damage against a Spirit forward pack who've owned them at scrum time in his first half. Here comes the weight.
Set! Hold!
And it goes from the Spirit. The shove is good. They buckle the Eagles at scrap heap. It'll go back to Deegan, and that'll be half time. The Spirit forwards are filthy. They wanted the penalty. Okay, we are just 40 minutes away from having an all-new NRC champion crowned, with the Spirit and Eagles going at it in Tamworth. The visitors up by just the 4 points. Lance slips into that and tries to slide past the tackle of Perry, who snaffles him, and then Goldwyn looked to snaffle it back, but they have infringed at the breakdown, and this will relieve the pressure for the Spirit.
Yeah, well, Perry got himself on the ball, but you could hear referee Nick Berry saying, no, hands away. It was too late. Perry had already flicked it back.
Get separated, don't go again. Keep the ball up in the air, all right?
Pretty clear cut, that one.
Good referee saying you can only have one crack at the ball, and if you miss, hands out.
Ross Haylett-Petty bobbles it at the tops. They come back there for Lowrens, and on it again. Other Spirit big men.
No, quicker.
And a penalty to help things there too. It was Ainsley again marching it up through the middle. Not often you see a tight head prop sit out in that channel charging on it, but tonight the Spirit have gone to him often.
Well, if he's a good ball runner, you get the ball in the best ball runner's hands, and you see the amount of go forward he gets here. He deserves to get quick ball, so Fig's trying to get out of there, but I like when referees reward good runs. Used to see Rodney Blake stand out in the back line for the Queensland Reds. That was always a bit of a fear of mine when I was standing opposite him 20 metres away.
Rodzilla.
Yep.
He's a $1.45 when he first started Super Rugby.
Without
Rodney
doubt.
Blake. Played with the Wallabies. Finished up with the Rebels from memory, with the Melbourne Rebels. Rodzilla. Big human. Ross Haylett-Petty. Nice, tidy off the top. Tapawahi. Nick Berry gets in the thick of it. Eventually it pops out the back for Hardwick. He looks to get through a couple and throws his fend at Gordon. Good line speed there from the Eagles. Put that one asleep. Tapawahi, Morahan. 5 away. Cowan calls for it. Dummies. Perhaps should have gone that one ball further.
Great line speed from Paddy Ryan.
They missed the clean out. The Eagles will turn this back. Now Havili comes in, and the penalty's going to go to... I think it was going to go to the Spirit there.
I think Rowan Perry's going to go and have a sit on the sideline here.
7.
What for, Stephen Hoyle?
I don't know.
You can't go again. Second crack, off you go. No.
What may be unlucky there, Rowan Perry? I thought they made the clean shot on the ball and were good to go.
Look, he is unlucky, but I'll tell you who's lucky. It's the females in the crowd when Rowan Perry takes his headgear off and those long locks. I don't know if he'll take the hair bun out, but...
He's
look,
part Hemsworth.
He is.
Let's go, guys. Mark set.
Look, here's the shot. I reckon he ended up on his elbows there, so maybe a fair shout from Nick Berry. Initially looked good over the ball, though.
Yeah, look, if he didn't give the penalty away for a similar instance 2 minutes ago, there'd be no mention of a yellow card. But because it's 2 minutes and 20 metres or 50 metres, it's hard for referees to penalise the same person twice for the same infringement without using that yellow card.
Surely the Spirit keep it tight here. It's 8 on 7. The scrum has been a go-to all night long. No, they peel off the back. Stunder out the back to Lowrens. Lowrens has 2 tries, and there's plenty of footy to come in this final.
Yeah, and Stunder himself looked as though he could have gone and scored, but he unselfishly went with the 2-on-1 and passed it out to Lowrens. He gets his second try for the night. They could have marched this over, though. Had so much dominance in that scrum. And Buchanan, there was no short side flanker, or was there? I can't see who's on the side of that scrum there. They went with no number 8. So straight away you can see there's going to be an advantage if it's used properly. And it was well identified from the Spirit. See, that yellow card has really hurt the Eagles.
Makes an immediate impact now. Tapuahi has the chance to increase the lead out to 12 points. Tapuahi with his first shot on goal this year. And it is an absolute pearler. Could not have gone straighter.
Jono Lance took the first 2 conversions tonight, was unsuccessful, so don't know if Jono's dropped himself or it's been a coach's call, but it's the right call. It's a lovely strike from Tapuahi.
Can't imagine it'd be easy taking shots on goal with a gammy hammy.
No, that's true.
Maybe that's part of the reason why Benny Tapuahi now has the kicking tee in his hands. Deegan, they need to lift the Eagles. Havili.
Had an excellent start to the game, Havili.
Lance has Tapuahi as his run on the outside. Obstruction a couple further out. A chance here for the Eagles to hit back.
Also a chance to take a little bit of control, try and slow the game. I know they're behind by 2 tries, but they're also a man down. As Luke Holmes, reserve hooker, comes to the sideline. Falau Fainga's night looks like it is soon over. And he's done well. From all reports, he's got a pretty average injury to his ankle that he's carried into the game. He's limping quite heavily. And you see him, he'll be about to be subbed as the veteran Luke Holmes enters the game.
Luke Holmes, he has been around the block a couple of times.
Done a few laps, hasn't he?
Oh, many laps. And here he is playing in the NRC Grand-Final.
And you want this late in the game. No Testament, he's out with a head concussion. You want experience, and that's what Luke Holmes has.
Holmes looking for the men up front to edge forward. They can't do so. Hill on for Horwitz. We'll get an injury update on David Horwitz in just a second. Anaru Rangi does not miss. Got the runner there. Ryan.
You're off your feet! Let it go!
Ward in the headgear now, looking to blast through. Deegan. Hill once more. Goblin. Stutter step, trying to get past some of his old Western Force teammates. They wrapped him up, so they're going to come back for the penalty. And
You're offside, you've grabbed the 9.
There's the immediate yellow for Pet Cowan.
Well, it's always going to happen, isn't it? The yellow card rider applied, but Pet Cowan's been offside and he's infringed with the halfback, so a blatant penalty. And they might call for a scrum here.
So Rowan Perry off the field for the Eagles. Cowan gone for the Spirit.
What are numbers?
Here's another look at the yellow. Not one of the smarter things that Pete Cowan's ever done on the footy field, that's for sure.
No, look, they're great when you get away with it, but they're really terrible when you get caught. And on that occasion, you get caught. There's no need to do that. They're in a good position at the moment, good lead. Opposition has a man in the sin bin. And Pet Cowan takes a seat for 10 minutes. Sam Need gets replaced. Cameron Beetham. Let's see how the scrum battle goes now.
Crouch!
7-on-7 at scrum time. Missing a couple of breakaways for the moment. Deegan. Long to Godwin, who looked to get past Masarewa. He hung his long limbs out and caught Godwin that time round. Here's Buchanan. Fig. Again, the man in there making the tackle is Rungy. O'Regan.
Good shot from Meeks. Just look a little bit lost in attack here. The Eagles are quite bunched. Gonna have to grind their way out of this. Gordon, I'm sure, will probably go for a quick tap.
Fig goes on quickly and he gets annihilated. Of all the people he runs near, one of them's Anaru Rungy, who said, I'll have a dip at that.
Take him back. Take him back. Come on, take him back.
Just stay away.
That last scrum was 7-on-7 with Andrew Kellaway on the shorts on his own. You see Fig go a quick tap here and immediately regrets the decision.
Anaru Rungy's nickname at the Spirit is the Axe Murderer.
Yep.
Apparently got a creepy look about him.
Look at that.
Sure. And he works people at training and in games too. So there's a little insight for you.
Always fear someone that tapes their head and puts a headgear over that tape. That's an immediate sign for me to stay away from them.
Coming off is Masarewa, perhaps getting it wrong with that tackle on Godwin moments ago. That's a big blow for the Perth Spirit because Masarewa has been a standout across their run into this grand final. Onto the field, though, comes another danger man, Vasuki Thakau.
It's a danger man, and again, he's got good feet. They replace a like for like, but Masarewa probably the more experienced, or definitely the more experienced out of the two. Six-man line out from the Eagles.
Ward goes up, brings it in, and they set for the rolling maul. They peel short side. And now come open with Ryan adding his weight. Some real stinging tight from both sides. Ryan. Lance is cleaned out. They needed people there. It's hacked ahead. The ball was out. That was a call from Nick Berry.
He's got to run, Kellaway.
Good palm. Looks to go over the top. Found Meeks. And came back to Kellaway. Sapawahi told to let that one run and does so. Now Ward, he'll just straighten, and he runs right into Rungy, who for the moment seems to be all across the park. Gordon goes on quick. This guy is danger when he gets through the line. Meeks got back to 10 though and made the tackle. Important tackle from Meeks. Hill finds Ryan.
Good carry from Paddy Ryan. Reece Robinson needs to clear this ball, and they get counter-attacked.
Big counter-ruck from Perth Spirit. Eagles do well to retain possession there. Paddy Ryan winds up. Looks to clear the pass to Fig. It's scrappy. It's going back for the moment. Rungy makes the shot on O'Regan, the runner.
Plenty of work in the last few minutes from Paddy Ryan.
He has really upped his involvement. Desperate for a win here. Holmes. big.
Release him now, tackler, release!
Buchanan. Out to Kellaway. Kellaway. He gets drilled. Godwin comes across to Hill, in turn goes to Newsom, finds Fig standing on the wing, and 3 Spirit defenders come across and shut that down. Now they go tight to Holmes. They are swarming the Spirit. Hardwick went for Deegan.
It's heating up out here. The shots are starting to increase.
There's some power in them. Across to Reece Robinson, kicks for himself. Basuki Thakau brought it in, but then was deposited over the touchline.
There's a few exhausted players on the field. That was a really long passage of play. And I've got to say, the Spirit defence is enormous tonight. They're making some big first-up shots, which is allowing them to start to flood the breakdown. And players 1 to 15 are all competing hard at the breakdown. And Robinson doesn't need to kick here.
Let's go, goal. Keep going, Mark. Okay, you take responsibility for all your boys. 4 men.
3 tries, plays 1. With the Perth Spirit up, over. The New South Wales Country Eagles. Ward trying to dent the line. Deegan, gets Kellaway on the outside of Meeks, who hurried back and caught him. And now looking to make it a maul, but Kellaway does a good job in bringing that to ground. Some big bodies in the midfield there, so the play slows up for a touch. Deegan. Hill. Just no way through for the moment. It is a black, white and blue wall. This is better from Holmes. Pops it to Gordon. They went tight and they got reward. Valuable meters to put them just 7 out. It's hard work, but it should be. They're playing for the competition's biggest prize, Ryan. Wouldn't he love to lift the trophy here in his hometown of Tamworth? Just 12 points the difference. Perry looked up and he was hammered in the process as well. Oh, the line speed from Hardwick brought the error. He flew up and drilled Rowan Perry.
It wasn't the best of passes, but he needed to take it round. But Hardwick, the pressure was on. He just turned his back. The pass was fine, actually.
Time off.
You saw Luke Holmes start to find a little hole up through the middle. I think that's where the Eagles need to start to look. The defence around 1, 2 and 3. The defending positions either side of the ruck is very strong for the Spirit. And it's a battle out there.
Well, they have been dropping the shoulder, ripping and tearing. That last run of play was brutal.
And they're not allowing the Eagles to get quick ball. That's what Country Eagles coach Darren Coleman said at half-time. His side needs to start generating quick ball. You need to start to get some metres in contact and some good latches with your carries if you're going to do that. Still plenty of time left.
Now MVP tonight will walk away with the Phil War medal. It's a nice takeaway from a championship decider.
And Phil's up here tonight to present the medal himself.
Sure is. Just a couple of bays away from us here at Scully Park. It's been a little commentary throughout the NRC as well, Phil War. 79 tests for Australia. Lost count of his Super Rugby Cups for the Tars. Well over 100. Round
120-ish?
Yeah, I was going to say more.
Probably.
Captain for so many years. Great player, dude.
He's brave in the cold.
What do you mean?
Well, you've got a blanket and a scarf around you at the moment, Sean. You look as though you're about to climb Everest.
It's because
we're at base camp.
We just dropped below 0 degrees Celsius, Stephen.
The locals are fine, Sean. Bill Moore's fine.
They live here, mate. That's why they're fine. They're acclimatised.
Most people are fine, to be honest.
Just a kid from the beaches.
Fine.
With 6 layers on.
Set. Hold.
No layers out in the middle. Just big boppers going at it.
Go to your back now.
And we're going to repack that one.
Go longer with your bind. No, go longer. Yeah.
This will be the
It's a clear
last
picture. If you go long when he goes down, it's a clear picture for me.
scrum, you'd say.
When you're on his arm,
Where it's,
50-50.
yeah, well, that's how cold it is. It's freezing.
It's not really. It's mild at best.
Well, I had one of the locals chip me and called me a hipster from Glebe for wearing a scarf. That was nice.
Going all hilltop wood, trying to tell you.
They've been so welcoming. The Tamworth locals, Tamworth rugby as a whole, country rugby, have done a great job in bringing this together. You wouldn't find a better deck in Australia, I don't think, than Scully Park. Kellaway sends Meggs into that turf. He bounces back to his feet.
He's not a huge guy, Kellaway, but he's got some power in his carries, and Bill Meeks fronted up there as well defensively.
Deegan. Can't link there with a runner this time round. It's charge from Beacon. Lovely offload to Gordon. Paddy Ryan is working himself into the ground here. Meeks reads it well, hits Hill. That looked to be forward, and that's exactly how Will Houston, our assistant referee, called it too.
Yeah, well, Tom Hill tried to get it through the hands quickly, tried to tap it on, but Bill Meeks, he's been probably the best player in the field tonight. Defensively, he gets through so much work. When you make a call like this to race out of line, as Meeks does, you got to put fear in the opposition, and he does that, and Kellaway had no chance to pick that up off his bootlaces. Just sustained defensive pressure from the Spirit.
And Pryor onto the field for Ryan Lowrens. John O'Lance looks to be coming from the field as well for the Spirit, so his night's done. And Pryor will go to 10, which is where we saw him start last week in their win over the Rays. Ruru goes on at reserve scrum half. He couldn't be more impressive last week, Ian Pryor, playing in the number 10 jersey at Pittwater Rugby Park. Steered the side around beautifully.
Bit of confusion here whether Hardwick is to stay on or off.
Let's go, White.
Kane Kateka's just come onto the field.
Hang on.
I think the numbers are all out.
Time off.
Yeah, it was a record points haul from a player last week, Ian Pryor. 2 tries, whipped through 3 conversions, 18 points in total. Record finals.
Man of the match performance as well.
Yeah, it was a man of the match performance.
Come on, White, let's go.
And he gets dropped for the final.
Heck of a game.
And it's still going on. It's musical chairs on the sideline at the moment for the Spirit.
Let's go.
They were a valuable
Wonder if
6
Western
seconds
Force.
of play from Kane Kateka.
Wonder if Western Force manager Adam Crane's got anything to do with this bungle down there. I'd assume he would.
He can't count.
I don't know about counting. That's probably... Look, it is hard trying to get the subs right, especially when there's men in the bin, but
Set! Hold!
hopefully we see Kateka later on tonight.
Not now, there's not. We are back to full complements, both sides of the field. Pryor. Takes it to the line. Tapua, he's always so happy just to go headlong into the defence. Ross Haylett-Petty gets hit hard there by Ward. A little bobble at the back. Just feel the urgency ramping up here from the Eagles. They know they've got to get busy.
There's still plenty of time. I know there's only been a few tries scored tonight. 4 in total, 3 from the Spirit and 1 from the home side. But we've seen it all year. They can score tries really easily. Got a lot of strike power. Although Dave Hortz's night looks like it's over.
Yeah, just don't go early. Yeah, left him up.
Here we go, Eagles! Come on, mate! Scrum long! Wait then, two. Scrum long! Let's go, Brian.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Hold!
Ward clears it for Gordon to Deegan. Godwin. Deegan again. Oh, look out. Braki read it perfectly. And he hit Hill. Shut that down. Quick sticks. Here's Gordon. Looking to up his involvements.
He's been well contained tonight so far, Gordon.
Release that one!
Deegan goes to Goblin. Meeks, who's essentially filling Goblin's spot at the Force next year, makes the tackle on Goblin. Look at that low grassing shot from Haylett-Petty. Looks for the repeat. Instead, Fick gets through that slap down. That should be a yellow card. It will be. No doubt about it.
Deliberate, cynical.
You got to go.
Deliberate.
Yeah.
Hang on, go.
You got to go, Brian Thunder.
Yeah, he looks shocked, but there's no doubt that's the right call. We've seen it throughout the whole of the Bill Corp NRC this season. You cannot slap the ball down. Zero tolerance for it. Good decision, and good to see the referees enforce this. And essentially, Jake Gordon looks like he was away if he catches this.
That is a yellow card every day of the year.
And the players look stunned there, look shocked. As I said, it's probably because they hasn't been policed this strictly in Super Rugby in particular. So the Eagles get themselves great territory. They need to make something of this. 16 minutes remaining in this game.
It's not just any player that the Spirit have lost, it's one of their best. Thunder has just been outstanding. They don't have his muscle here to try and counter this rolling maul from the Eagles, which is well formed, and they slide to the right and now steer it back to the short side. It's Scrappy. Fig plays scrum half. Hill, he's built like a forward. He runs back at men the same size.
One, get back, one! Play advantage!
The pick and goes come here from the Eagles. They go long and into touch on the fly.
Offside.
But you can hear the call there from Nick Berry. The Spirit were offside. 15 to play, 12 the difference. The Eagles chasing their first ever NRC title. So too the Spirit.
Yeah. You get one in the back, it's not my fault.
They were here in year one against Brisbane City. They made the finals in year two. Is it third time lucky for the Perth Spirit? They've got some work to do indeed here if that's to eventuate.
Yeah.
You see them go to that pick and drive after that maul got brought down, which is fine, but you need to then set up a play for an escape play from that pick and drive. You can't go 3, 4, 5 pick and drives on your line without using your backs. They need to stand in behind and set up an exit play. Godwin get some attention to cut on his forehead.
Coming on for Godwin is Taylor Adams in the 22 jersey. They go short. Just goes the 5 metres required. They live dangerously there, the Eagles. Spirit slow it up well. Halep Petty tries to disrupt.
Deegan needs to get his hands on the ball here.
They go tight again. Are they over? 7. They are not over.
Hardwick got that steal, number 7.
That is a penalty against the Eagles.
Like 10, boys.
Not releasing. Incredible defence from the Spirit on their own try line.
Yeah, look,
how?
The defence has been outstanding all night, but the Eagles need to throw more at them than a line out to the front and just a one-out pick and drive. You see Hardwick get a clean shot on the ball. You got to offer up some variety in that position of the field, and you need your 10 and your 12 to take control.
They're 4, man. I need a 9. Time back on.
Gotta wonder, the decision to go to the front. Nonsensical. Good hands from Halep Petty to pull that in. Oh, that's gonna hurt in the morning.
You don't need to go to the front of the line out there, because on your line, normally oppositions aren't going to defend in the air, so you could throw it really where you want to.
Cry calls for the box kick from Ruru. He gets it skinny. Braki on the hunt. Instead, it falls into the arms of Knapp. Kellaway needs some of his magic. The Eagles always blanking that first tackle. Kellaway. Deegan. Ryan. Wasn't held. Ups and grabs another metre. Deegan. That's flat, real flat to Baldwin. Deegan, oh, they have really given it to Deegan tonight. They've cut his time and space down. Kellaway. Throws off Braki. Oh, Paddy Ryan felt awkward there. Gordon looking to up the tempo. Ward. Need a playmaker in there. He goes up and over the top of Hardwick. Scrappy again, Kellaway. Hardwick. Again. Baldwin. Rungy. And Knapp got him. Ward. Who can split this line? Deegan has Robinson inside. Instead, they come out the back, and it's Braki making the shot there on Godwin and chasing the turnover and getting it.
22.
It's clinical. It is absolutely clinical for the moment from the Perth Spirit.
It was again Ian Pryor, the reserve halfback or 5'8", saw the opportunity to get on the ball, and Pet Cowan locked him in. He assisted him by standing in behind him and adding weight to Ian Pryor. And they're exhausted, the Eagles. They've thrown everything at them. They're cramping. There's players down on both sides. But the defence of the Spirit, it's enormous. Not just their line speed is fantastic. Their shots are massive. And they're picking their moments of when to get in the ruck and they're staying on their feet to slow the ball down.
It's not often you see a prop top the run count, particularly in a game of NRC, but that man, Paddy Ryan, has 16 to his name tonight. They are huge numbers for a prop. The captain of the Eagles playing on his home deck, looking to lift his side towards the title. And he hasn't shirked it in tight either. He's done the grunt work also.
Oh, without doubt. And he has actually, in the last 10 minutes, started to notice some space up the middle. You can just see he's had a real captain's knock.
He had the whole team over at his mum's house, as we said last night, for dinner.
Big carbo load.
Plenty of carbs floating around the Ryan household.
Yeah.
Deegan's finished for the night.
And Dave Hortz went into this game with a slight groin concern, and he obviously hasn't been able to see the night out. And they went with a 6-2 split, 6 forwards, 2 backs on the bench, the Eagles. So looks as though all men, the bench has been emptied from Coach Darren Coleman.
Got to keep in mind it's been 15 on 14 as well for the last 8 minutes of play with Brunard Stunner off the field. The Spirit defence has just been spot on. There goes Moluki Amia.
Good meters, post contact.
Tigers, yeah, this is going to test Kellaway. They're coming from everywhere. Kellaway, brilliant. That's why you'll see him play a ton of Super Rugby in years to come. Maybe even a little of the test stuff. Great ball on the outside. Vic tries to go quickly and to come back and go again. Much better from the Eagles.
Again on, because of the catch in the air under pressure from Andrew Kellaway, it was awesome. And then he broke through 3 or 4 tackles, 20 or 30 metres. And Meeks gets his hands on the ball there. In the circumstances, potentially lucky that wasn't a yellow card either.
Let's go, Orange. 21. 5 man.
What's your front, Molly? Sit.
Adams finds Fig. Ryan, terrific little pop ball there to Cusack, who's just signed with the Brumbies for a couple of years. Former Aussie Sevens player. Gillespie. Holmes. Tidy pass. Along the line to Buchanan. McCauley. A try here would make it really interesting in the closing stages. Hill. Now he looked to be trying to bring that in there, Vasuki Thakau. I don't know that that'll be penalised. And I reckon that's the right call. I reckon that is spot on from our referees. On that occasion, it's Hoffman and Berry working in tandem.
Yeah, I agree. You see the hand come out of Vasuki Thakau. And he did try and knock it up. Good decision.
Classic slips catch.
He probably could have held on to that, Tom Hill. Raced out of the line. That was a blown opportunity for the Eagles.
And there's been a couple of them tonight.
If he holds that or it goes to hand, that's a try.
A couple of them tonight through 73 minutes of action. It is a scrum feed to the Eagles, though, and they've got plenty of time. Plenty of time to edge past the Perth Spirit. They're going quickly through Gordon. Gordon! He's held up over the line.
He's held up.
Competition's leading try scorer.
Even when you know he's going to quick tap, he's still so dangerous, so sharp. Quick over 10 metres and just probing. Looks like he can go left and right at any stage at full pace. And Hardwick again. Hardwick and Pryor it is. This is a huge scrum for both sides. You get the feeling if the Eagles don't come away with points in the next minute or so, the Spirit will hold up the trophy.
Stay straight. Crouch. Bind. Set. Straight down.
Perth Spirit lose their feet. Their feet goes quickly. Fig is held up, squeezes it back. Now they go to one of their bigger bodies. He can't get the hill. Can he? Yes. Yes, he can. 20-14, kick to come, 5.5 to go. Kick's good. Kick's good. We're back to a 4-point game. Hill, the try scorer.
Well, it was bound to come, and it could have gone to a few men here, but Hill, after a couple of nice strong pick and drives, quick ball from Gordon, Hill just tucks it under the right wing and dives over. We've got ourselves a ball game. And the locals are on their feet.
Do we what? The locals, they are. They are on their feet in Tamworth, willing home their men.
And 5 minutes to go, so you've got to ignore the crowd and the emotion that's going on at the moment. You need to cool your jets. Just need to hold the ball here, the Eagles. And the Spirit can't shut up shop.
Is that going to hop long? That's going to go way too long. Oh, we're going to come all the way back for a scrum.
22 scrum. What do you want? 22 scrum. Scrum.
Finally common sense prevails and they opt for the scrum. Oh, that's a bad error from the restart from the Spirit.
The last time the Spirit came down this end of the field, they offer first phase starter play, put the ball straight up into the air, the one that Kellaway caught. That to me was a sign of them trying to close this game out. They need to keep playing. They've invited the Eagles back into the game. And who do they go to? Robinson, Kellaway, Hill, Godwin.
On me now, on me.
The Perth Spirit looking to hang on here. They're in enemy territory.
Set. Hold.
They have led every step of the way.
Far side down. Far side. Far
They led
side's
12-0
gone down.
early after tries to Morahan, the first of the night, going to the Moz, and then Lowrens. They kicked further clear in the second half with Lowrens picking up a double, but now with Tom Hill's try just moments ago, we have got a thriller.
You're looking nervous, Sean.
I'm excited. I'm excited for both these sides.
The blanket's come off.
Yeah, oh, it's gone. I'm excited because the 2016 version of the Bill Corp NRC has been the best by a mile, and it's fitting that we get a grandstand finish to round it off. The Eagles now looking to turn the screws at scrum time. Good luck deciding who's on top there. Adams to Hill, holds a pass up at Godwin. Braki caught Godwin. Here they come, the Eagles. Can this Spirit wall remain intact? Hill. Holmes, Baldwin. He can't go through. Cusack. It's a wild pass from Adams. Found Kellaway. Baldwin at full tilt. Meeks. Oh, you can hear the collision of bodies in there. It's wheeling, it's brutal, and Gordon knocks on at the back. Meeks gives him a little reminder. 2.5 to run.
I think he could have given a penalty here from Hardwick being there. I don't think Hardwick was allowed to be there. He said hands off. Clear knock on from Jake Gordon. But it's what the Spirit have done so well. They've been in and around this ball, and they've made Jake Gordon's night extremely uncomfortable.
Same again. I'll call you in 9.
2 minutes to go. The Perth Spirit just hanging on. 4 points of difference.
Fine.
Massive scrum here.
Yeah, both you boys are in here. Okay. Ear to ear. Okay, but I need a space.
Maybe it's a bit of gamesmanship here from the Spirit.
Just trying to wipe some ticks of the clock off. 90 remain.
Let's go. Let's go, Mully.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Hold.
Can they lock it down here and clear?
Let's use it. Let's use it.
Stunder to Ruru. That is not the kick. That is not the kick required from Ruru.
Release.
Got to go long.
Release.
You can't kick the ball away in that instance. You got to hold on to it.
Willett crossed his side. Adams found Buchanan.
That's good.
Oh, it's stolen. I think Hardwick again. He has been enormous. Richard Hardwick. Now they can look to just close this one out. 40 seconds remain for the Spirit.
Stay back, boys. Stay back. Stay back.
30 seconds now for the Spirit. They get bodies in and around the ball.
Get back. Stay orange. Hold. Orange, hold.
They just need to maintain possession here. And they're going to grab their first NRC title. It's Messi.
20, release. Ball's available.
The clock's their friend for the moment. The self-labelled piggies, and that'll do
Every
it.
opportunity.
That's going to be enough to get them there. Penalty Perth Spirit. Benny Tapawahi, he's stoked.
It will be. You need to tap it and kick it out.
The instructions are oh so simple for Ian Pryor. Tap it, knock in a touch, and go celebrate. The Perth Spirit are NRC champions, finally.
Well, look at the scenes down there. You see Pet Cowan, he's been at the Western Force, he's been in Perth as an inaugural player, and he's just having a quiet moment to himself as the rest of the team celebrate. They were deserved winners by far tonight. An excellent performance, mainly their huge defensive effort.
There it is, third time lucky, the Perth Spirit are the Build Corp NRC champions.